Cheers, Canadian wine lovers. Happy Wine Wednesday. I am here in Summerland, BC, and guess what? Carl of Carl's Wine Club is not. In fact, it was kind of fun this morning. I dropped him off at the airport, and he was just going up to the lady at the Air Canada desk because he's flying out to Montreal as we speak. And the lady said, "Hey, aren't you that wine guy that I see on Facebook? I watch your Wine Wednesday show." And we're like, well, it's Wine Wednesday today. It was so fun. So Carl got spotted by a member out there who works with Air Canada. And fun start to the day. So you know what? Today, what we did is we recorded ourselves late last night doing Wine Wednesday early. And I will be here with you in the comments chatting about wine. So stay tuned. We're going to be chatting about the Members' Choice Awards. Congrats again to our winners, De Silva Winery in BC and Siouan Staff Estate Winery out in Ontario. We'll give a little update on the celebration packs and special wines that are coming out from there very soon. We have a bit of an update on the potential timing of members' reunions at these two amazing wineries in wine country. And a few other exciting things, such as a sneak preview to next week's featured winery. We tasted 3 wines semi-live. You'll see in the recording in a second, unedited for sure. And there's one at the end, a Syrah, that Carl went a little crazy and wild about. I have it here, and it is even better on the second day. So stay tuned. I also wanted to give a quick update for those of you who are awaiting access to Carl's archive of tasting notes. It is pretty much ready. Things are being uploaded in there as we speak, and I am starting to send out invites to access that. So thank you so much for your amazing patience, you guys, and we'll get that to your inboxes in the next few days. Cheers, and I hope you have an amazing Wine Wednesday, and stay tuned to hear the rest of our conversation. Boom.
There you go. Everyone, Canadian game.
Magically, teleporting in from
I'm a magician. I am truly a Canadian wizard. So right now I'm here, right? I'm here in Carl's Wine Club studio in Summerland, but I'm not, because I am at Pearson. I'm at Pearson Airport, just boarding my flight to Montreal. So I'm here with you in Summerland, but I'm not. So
we have multiple clones of Carl.
yeah, exactly. This one is the one who is tasting a flight of Icellars right now, and I am pretty darn freaking excited to talk.
Version of you right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the excited me is here in Summerland. The pissed off me, it's at Pearson Airport. That's pretty much what's happening. Yeah. But tomorrow night, without wanting to like to make it hard for you, tomorrow night though, I will be sitting at Europea at Jérôme Ferrer, one of the best restaurants in the whole country. So yeah, anyway, so let's not talk about that. I knew it would hurt, right? But we are both. We are really
courses and wine and food.
Yeah, and maybe the 12 courses. They're still not. We still don't know if we're going to do the 8 or the 12.
Toward food.
But right now, it's Mira excited and Carl excited, because Canadian wine lover, you have spoken. All of you guys have voted, and so many, we had such a great, enthusiastic response for the Carl's Wine Club wine award, or our Members' Choice Award, Ontario Winery of the Year, BC Winery of the Year. So right here behind me, you see a blue label, a white label, a blue label, a white label. But this is our 2 Members' Choice Award Winery of the Year here. Here.
There you go. Yes.
was actually the worst reveal in history, eh? But Sunday, if you were with us last Sunday live, it was pretty cool. So yeah, Members' Choice, Winery of the Year for Ontario, Sue-Ann staff, Members' Choice, BC Winery of the Year, with this way, De Silva Vineyards and Winery on the Naramata bench. So you guys have spoken, and this is really exciting because these two are thrilled, first and foremost. And like the wines are fantastic. The service is fantastic. Their engagement with you, the members, are phenomenal. So here we are. This is 420.
Great venues for throwing parties. I mean, De Silva has probably the best restaurant in the Okanagan. And Sue-Ann has amazing food on site and like a gorgeous event tent, and just so many great things that can happen. So we have a bit of an update for that.
Hey, about Sue-Ann, it's not only about our tent or the food, it's about who she is. Like, she is a party animal, plain and simple. She is, I'm so freaking thrilled. And that's funny because yesterday, or today, anyway, I was talking to some people in Ontario and saying, you have no idea. If someone in the region can throw a party, that's Sue-Ann staff. You guys are they're just going to blow your socks off. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to get out of there like pulling your hair because she knows how to throw a party. And, we've been working with Richard and more and more, and we know these Portuguese know how to party as well. So you know what, I think we're in good hand for 2023 parties.
So the updates, I guess there's two on the party front. One is they both agreed to have a party, because that was, we surprised them with this award in the last couple weeks, and the announcement on Sunday. And yes, they both agreed to throw a party with us at their wineries. And the second one is we're looking at dates. We have not picked a date, but we're looking at late summer, Carl, for these.
Yeah, we're looking at ideally for the party, August. To me, that will be like I'm not, maybe the Okanagan late July, August in Ontario.
So stay tuned. We're ironing that out very soon here. And then there'll be pre-registration and registration for those of you that can come by. And we have some other exciting news when it comes to traveling. And that is, we're not just going to do the Okanagan and Niagara this year. It's the Canadian Wine Challenge, folks. We're all about showing the world, Canadian wine lovers, all about Canadian wine and how amazing it is. And so we are going on tour. So
we're taking the challenge on a tour. We're taking the challenge on a national tour. How about that? Right? Victoria, Vancouver, the Okanagan, Calgary, Winnipeg, Toronto, Niagara, Quebec City. So we're going to take the challenge on a tour. We're going to go visit your regions. We're going to do members party. We're going to go do corporate events. So if you own a business or you work for a business and you want to have Mira and Carl do a private event for your business, we'll be there. We'll visit your city. So yeah, we're taking it to the next level. We're not joking around. We're not dicking around anymore. We are on fire. We're taking the tour. We're taking the challenge on the tour.
Yes, it's going to be so much. And we'll do something pretty outrageous during that tour. So something like taking your taste buds on a journey from coast to coast, having some wines from coast to coast, and possibly even having kind of a fun little battle, a blind tasting challenge in the middle there.
We're gonna put our wines, our top Canadian wines, in the top battles with some of international wines with you guys. We need a seat at the table. Well, if we don't have a seat, we'll bring the table. Okay. So we will show the world what we can do. And yeah, we're taking the challenge on the tour, and it's going to be pretty darn exciting. And yeah, so soon, it's very soon, there's going to be some dates, and we're going to go visit all of you guys. And we want your friends to become members. We want everyone, like, we want to create that
Canadian wine lover community. And you know what? There are so many wine lovers out there who still have no idea that we have world-class wine here in Canada. And so this tour is especially for them. So if you have friends like that, bring them to these events.
Hop on the bandwagon, right?
Them.
Absolutely. So yeah, so that's for the Canadian Wine Challenge. That's for the tour. That's for our winery of the year. And our winery of the year are going to be involved in the tour as well. But also in that tour, okay, let me bring a point, because this week I was back and forth on the phone, last week actually, with our both winery of the year, the Members' Choice 2021, the first ever Carl Wine Club. We had our Ontario Winery of the Year was Bellaterra. Our B Winery of the Year was Black Market. Everyone knows that by now, right? Everyone saw pictures at both parties that we threw. You guys, you knew that Bellaterra came to BC, that Black Market came to Niagara. These guys became buddies. And Carl and Mira is right in the middle of all of that, right? Building that Canadian wine lovers community with the makers, with the members, with everyone. So now I can announce to all of you, that is big. It is really big because it's never happened before. It's the first time, and we are going to take that on the tour with us, but we're going to create the first ever Pan-Canadian wines. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, everyone.
And who knows if it's the first ever, but it's certainly the first ever of its kind, because what we mean is small batch, beautiful Canadian wine, terroir-driven wine that is going to be taken from the Okanagan as well as from Niagara. They're going to blend it, right, Carl?
Absolutely. And you know, like, people will put in the textbook, oh, Enniskillen does a east-west wine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about two producers never met before until these two here, Carl and Mira, show up with this Carl's Wine Club thing and become friends, and now they're going to blend the wine together. Black Market Wine Company, one of the winery members' favorite. Bellaterra, no brainer. Everyone in the club loves Bellaterra. But combine these two together, and we're going to get this pretty cool freaking project. And yeah, like, talk with Rob, I talk with Lou and Marcel, everyone, like, we're like, what are you talking about? And it's been 6 months or more than that, 6 to 8 months in the chat. And now they all agree, and we are going for it. This is really freaking cool.
There's still some details we're ironing out. I think they're flying samples back and forth this coming week so they can do some blending and do some tasting of different barrels that are potential candidates for this Pan-Canadian wine. Do you know any other details, Carl? Like, do we know sort of the possible vintage or the possible
that might be non-vintage, and it might be 2020. Good chance that it's going to be 2021. Wait a minute, no, 2022. 2022 is going in 2 barrels, so no. 2021. Yeah, so this is something that Fred and Rob are ironing out together. That might be a non-vintage. This wine will not be VQA because it can be. Yeah, I can already see the body, right? Like the governing body of the VQA. These people are square like a freaking box, and you'd be like getting like, what? Like, these guys are going to have a heart attack, right? But also,
I think that's the interesting thing is like provincial in
Yeah.
Canada. So there is no body that would say, oh yeah, this is from here and from here when it
Oh,
comes
if it's not DQA, no one has there's nothing to say about that. But my thing is, now we are taking the wine community together from one region to another. Now what we need is our representatives, our elected people all come together as well to follow the train, hop on the bandwagon, come with us, join us to bring everyone together. So all of our industry, our growers, our producers, our consumers, the Canadian wine lovers, everyone wins. We'll see again in a couple of weeks, the excise tax is going up. Like they don't stop taxing our producer on top of each other, on top of everything, while we're swamped by Argentinian Malbec, by Chilean wines, by Australian wines, and our product, our Canadian beauty, our Canadian diamonds are getting tax over tax and barrier and red tape and everything. So we, as Carl's Wine Club, because the model of Carl's Wine Club is to build a wine community. We're bringing the community together, but we want our elected people and we want the governing body together and follow and help people to win. So that's the message. That's the message here.
What do they say? I think they say free the grapes, right? So we want, as Canadian wine lovers, we want to be able to enjoy these wines in freedom, and I think it was
free the grapes for the grower and the producer, and free the bottles for the consumers.
Yeah, I think it was Sandra Oldfield that I mean, things have improved thankfully since then, but she made a point at one point to ship a gun across the country, and it was easier to ship the gun than it was to ship a bottle of Canadian wine. So it's gotten a little bit better, but there's still a long ways to go, eh?
Absolutely. So that's where we're at, and we're working on it now. We have our partners excited. That was the most important thing, is to get them excited. And after my call last Friday, I knew that, like, I got the both party freaking fired up, and yeah, so really it's exciting. It's exciting. So that's one of the news that we have here. Put in the box. Put it in the chat box. I want to know when I get off the plane, what you guys think about that project, right? And Carl's Wine Club members, I'm gonna have that wine en primeur in future, and like you guys, anyway. So there's a lot coming up.
Lots of cool stuff. One of the things we have to learn from our first edition wine, Carl, as a club. Okay, we had the Carl's Wine Club Members Red. If you guys remember, that was our first wine we made that had our club logo on it. It was the Members Red, and I think one of the things we learned is we got to get the members more involved with this wine as we're doing it. Like, so even for instance, graphics on the label, right? Like, I'm curious, what the hell does the label of a pan-Canadian first ever collaboration of its kind, does that look like, right? So we'll need your help, guys. We'll need your input and participation on how to make this stand out and you know, do justice to how cool it is. So yeah.
Hey, so yeah, so that's on one front. The other front is our Members' Choice now 2022. So this year, De Silva, I spoke with Richard today. I spoke with Sue-Ann today. We have a celebratory pack from each side. So now we're going to celebrate this year Members Award with a special pack. Sue-Ann is putting out a few more cases of our 2011 Rieslings available. The 2018's Roberts Block as well, my top Riesling of the year last year. The 2019 free release coming back in. Oh, look at that. These two guys drinking Rieslings.
On Riesling Day. Happy belated Riesling Day.
That was on Monday. We had a bottle of Synchromesh Gibson's Block 2020, 93 plus points. Fantastic. We had Suan Roberts Block, 94 points. So we went hard on the best Rieslings in the country. It was freaking fantastic. So back to our celebratory pack. We're going to have that for you. Next week, we have Icellars coming up full strength with all of his big full body wines. So we're going to celebrate Adnan Icell and is out of the world. And the week after, we'll have a value pack. And after that, we're getting our 2 celebratory pack, correct? I think that's what we're looking at for April 7. I think that's where we're going to get the same week.
Pack. Now, if they're available sooner and anyone's dying to get them, we can probably make that happen. So, but yes, in a few weeks, you'll see those celebration packs. And we've got a really awesome value pack. And this next week, we've got Icellars. So speaking of Icellars, we have a few open tonight, don't we?
We're 4 wines in right now in our tasting of Wine Cellar.
Been like checking the tracking number for these wines every day, and they arrived, and we're so excited.
So first, Anand like to do things different. Anand, winemaker, that was going to be with us next week live. But Anand,
Icell is his last name. So Icellars, it's kind of
a play on his last name. So Anand loves oak. Okay, loves big full body wine. This rosé, it's a Cap Franc rosé barrel age. So this is a super cool. We've been hanging out in the last couple of days, Mira and I. It's bright, it's fresh, it's mouth-watering acidity, but in the oaky blanket, in the oak blanket, soft texture. Is this that zing in the soft blanket of oak? It's weird, pleasant, energetic, but not offensive. Like this is like, it's a lot going on. Yeah. Really cool. This is the brand new Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
That's the Chard. The Chard is big and bold and New World California style. Like this is barrel on the nose, barrel on the palate, then barrel on the finish, but it's juicy. It's tropical fruit. It's spice. It's wood, but everything is in balance. Everything is together. It's not disjointed. It's I say it's Wismer Vineyard. It's from the 2020 vintage, right? So no, not this one. Whoa. What am I talking about? No, it's not Wismer. So that's the 18 vintage. Okay, yeah. Oof, I'm like, whoa, I got the wrong one. No, 18 vintage.
So you're saying there's another Chardonnay from them?
No.
Okay, that was something else.
That's the Syrah.
Oh, we have a Syrah open tonight, right?
We sure do. I can't wait to get my lip on that. My lips on that. I can't wait to taste that. Okay.
So the story with Icellars.
Adnan told me that it's gonna absolutely. My head is gonna explode when I taste that.
Okay, let's see if you can do that live. Let's see it.
So, okay, so it's a 2018 Chard, big, big, big and bold. Okay, we have the Merlot, 18
Yes.
Merlot as well. Is it 18 or 19? Wait a minute here. We have the 19 Merlot. Okay,
19
savory,
so
super herbaceous and savory, but inside it's plum, it's oak, it's cassis, it's juicy fruit.
So Adnan calls his winery the House of Reds, and he's unapologetic about the boldness of his wines. I think that's what he's going for.
That's what he does. He's in Niagara-on-the-Lake, so he can do it. He has the microclimate, and you have the spot to do it.
I remember when we discovered this winery last year, he was saying he was looking for the perfect spot to grow big reds, looking for that. And he finally found a vineyard where the complaint was that they didn't want to take that guy's grapes back in the day when they were growing grapes there because they were ripe too early and nobody wanted to take that, or something like that, right? They had such a great spot that they were ripening at a totally different rate than a lot of the other grapes. So they had a hard time with that. But Adnan does not. He loves that.
That's what he's going for. And he's known now around the world to be the Canadian full body guy. And yes, he does one Appassimento, but his whole portfolio is based on big, bold, oaky. He doesn't shy away from that. Some people are like, oh yeah, I'm using. Oh no, that's what he wants. That's his profile. And when you think that Niagara, I'm not talking to BC people here. When we say, oh yeah, no, we in BC, in the south of the Okanagan, we have the best terroir to grow Cap Franc, Cap Sauv, especially Cap Sauv and Syrah and Merlot. But yes, we do here. Yes, Okanaganian. Yes, people from the Okanagan. Yes, we have a great terroir in the South Okanagan. But do not forget that Niagara-on-the-Lake is pretty darn freaking hot and well suited, especially on the 4 Mile Creek appellation, to do these kind of wines. And that's what we have here. I like the balance on the Merlot. I like the savoriness. I like savory, herbaceous, but in the meantime, into the middle of that's that ripe plum, cassis, blackberry. Man, that the savoriness on the nose, it's like that beef stew with that big stick of rosemary, or
oh, it's making me want to come up with interpretive dance, because there's something really fun about the finish of this, is that there's a crescendo on the finish of flavors, which I feel like sometimes it's rare. Like often you get a finish and it's a good finish, but there's a certain crescendo of flavors, I feel like, at the end, which is really neat on this wine.
And next I'm going to have the Syrah, okay? I'm going to taste that for the first time. But I want everyone to know that when I'm coming back from Montreal, I still have Cap Sauv, a Cap Sauv Reserve that Adnan make exclusively in top vintage. And 2020 was such an amazing vintage that, guess what? It didn't produce the regular cab. Everything went in the Cab Reserve.
Oh, wow.
And here, 2020 Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve. That's what I get here. We're going to crack that when I come back from Montreal.
So you got to remember, like, the first time we had Icellars was during Cap Sauv Day.
Yeah.
2020.
Absolutely. Because I was there, my first trip to Ontario, Marcel took me there, and I had it. Adnan absolutely blew me away. It was the experience was so incredible. The warmness of him, and like, they were so warm, so welcoming, him and Elif. And I couldn't believe it. And the wine was and that was kind of like also just the kind of people that I just talked about. The people from BC were saying, hey, we are the place where the only place in Canada where we can grow these type of grape. And I sat with Adnan for 2.5 hours. And I was like, holy shit, really? So I came back home, and like, you remember when I came back, I was just like, Iceller here, Iceller there, and Iceller.
But Carl, we discovered his Cab Sauv before that for Cab Sauv Day, didn't we?
Or no, that was on. After? I think that was on my. Maybe that can be.
So if you want to look at the dates, it's just that I remember like when we did Cab Sauv Day, we tasted about 20 something Cab Sauvs from across Canada, and this one came out on top.
Oh yeah, and it was barely not even close.
And so it's surprising. It's like, wow, best Cab Sauv in Canada.
That's true. And after that, I got my trip, and something like that. I kind of Anyway,
so we got that to taste, which is that one is not an inexpensive bottle. That's for sure. The
Cab Sauv Reserve? No, it's a trophy. It's a collector item. It's $120 a bottle. There's only 200 cases, but it's from the best vintage that Adnan ever produced. And like I said, it did not produce any regular cab. Everything that's all good. The fruits were. Everything went into reserve. So now I have the 2020 Syrah from the Whitmer family. The nose is really expressive. Explosive. I smell the blue fruit. I smell that little grilled smokiness. Ton of blueberry jam in there. Jam.
There's so much precision in the phases of this wine in my mouth. It's pretty cool. These wines are very special. They are very different and good and bold.
Oh my God. The back end, the finish on that wine turned into dark chocolate that it's not used. I'm not used to get that in a Syrah. Like a spicy dark chocolate. Yeah. Holy shit, that's good.
I agree.
That's rock star right there. This is minimum 94 points. Minimum.
Wow.
Minimum.
It's really cool because
minimum.
There's been a few wines like this, right? Not very many, 94 plus point wines. But I do remember tasting a lot of these ones live with you guys. And you can tell by Carl's reaction. Like sometimes he'll start like banging his fist on the table or kind of jumping up and down. You know that's a good wine because Carl's getting extra excited. I mean, there's great wines, but then there's wines that elicit that kind of reaction.
Wow. Full ripeness. Full ripeness. That's Ontario Syrah at its finest. I don't think that had an Ontario Syrah or Niagara Syrah superior than that.
Wow.
Ever.
And we've had some pretty damn good ones.
Mouchadre, 16 vintage Mouchadre was off the chart, but not that. Casaba, I tasted a couple of great Syrah from Casaba. Big head. Impressed me a couple times with some of this Syrah, but.
And 13th Street, if you remember, a totally different style of Syrah.
Yeah, that's true. Same vintage. I might have to pull it out and put it side by side. Because
very different though, from what I remember, the 13th Street Syrah was more about like elegance and
it's a more old world. This has freshness though. It's not overripe. This is full ripeness. It's not overripe. It's not over extracted. The wood, it's present. The wood lift everything. It's part of the old elevated experience. It's not out of place. It's just, yes, it is. It is woody. It's oaky. It's not woody. That's what I mean. It's well put together, and the fruit, definition is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I think that one thing I've noticed, like with really bold wine, sometimes the fruit is what kind of starts to get lost when someone's trying, but with this wine, you're absolutely right. There's so much fruit there, and there's still all that structure. It's beautiful.
And it's not, sometimes on hot vintage, you turn into a little sweetness. No. There's freshness. There's a bit of savoriness. There's even some torrefaction. In a sense, I'm calling like spicy dark chocolate at the end. There's that classic blueberry jam. There's a little smokiness as well.
Wow, that's a super interesting wine, eh?
Yeah, see,
Love that.
May even have a hint of violet, but it's not the dominant, the floral. Some like the 13th Street, what might have been like a dominant floral aspect, or Okanagan Falls, Rust. Okanagan Falls had a really dominant floral component. No, this is dominant fruit. The fruit component is absolutely dominant. But there's a little hint of maybe violet. Oh, wow. That is great.
Super.
Big vintage, big bomb, big delivery. This is freaking bang on. I can't give it a definitive score. It's definitely 94, maybe plus. Good chance that it's plus. I have to taste it again tomorrow.
Loving the texture too.
Oh, another example of sex in the bottle.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. $95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I can't wait. There's a few more we got to taste.
I know. I have 2 vintages of Arena. Is blend. The Reserve Cab. I have also the Red Blend. It's his affordable $35 red blend that Vicky always asks for. So So yeah, I have that one.
You know, we have been extremely spoiled lately.
Mm.
Well, I mean, for the last few years, helping.
Well, I just like we're just coming off what Bachelor.
But this is what I mean. I mean, we just had Bachelor, and then this is another great, totally different style, totally different.
Oh, that's the opposite of the spectrum. I mean, we had finesse, precision, terroir driven, and now we have boldness, richness, power, full expression of new world. Yeah, it's completely the opposite of what they do. But yeah, like it's like, well, okay, we can do that here. Awesome. Especially, you know what? We're gonna take full advantage of the 2020 vintage. Like absolute full advantage. We already started with Bellaterra last year. We did the pre-release of their 2020. We were there, Mira, with some of our members. We pre-tasted in barrel. We were part of the pre-release in bottles. So, like 2020 is special, especially Niagara on the Lake.
Yes.
And I'm taking full freaking advantage of it, full flight advantage. And this is a powerful Syrah. But there's a freshness right in the middle, like bring everything with balance. And like, what's the alcohol level here? So it's 14.9, but it does not feel hot at any point, in any way, shape, or form. And it's 120 cases of that. There is not a lot of that. 120 cases. So
to me, this is the kind of wine that I might want to have with some really high-end dark chocolate, maybe. But it's the kind of wine that I don't really want to have with a meal, you know?
Yeah.
The kind of wine I want to sit with people that enjoy wine and like chat about it. The other thing,
you know,
my
it's.
I want to have this on a hot summer day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and there's as bold as it is.
Yes.
It's elegant.
That too.
The freshness in there brings elegance in a big bold wine. You don't see that often. It's either bold or it's either elegance. I have a powerful wine with elegance.
Love that.
This is my Grange of Canada.
Ooh.
Now, I'm on record, okay? If people who are geek into international wines, I'm going to be called out right there. There's not a more prestigious Syrah in the world. There's not one, like the most prestigious Syrah in the world. One of the top 3. It's Grange, Penfold Grange. This is my Grange of Canada.
Wow. How much is Penfold Grange these days? It's like half a mortgage payment or something for a bottle?
800.
Okay.
800.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my Grange of Canada. Put me on record.
A very small fraction of the price of a Grange.
A tenth of the price. I think it's 85. This one.
85 for this one? Including
that 80 the 2020 are more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Being such an amazing vintage. The vintage of the century, they call it. You are so geeking out on this. I love it.
I'm not going to bed tonight. Fuck that.
You're just going to sit there sipping on this and thinking about it?
Emptying my spit cup. Sipping, filling it up, emptying my spit cup. Wow. Wow. Well, I have to let you go on that. because
On that high note,
my flight is probably there waiting for me anyway.
yeah, you got somewhere to be.
There's a few cool things that I'm planning to do with the 2 vintages of Arena. I might do. I was bugged. Like, people were bugging me. I need to start to do some TikTok, and I start to do some reel or some stuff. So you guys, I'm probably going to post a video of a quick, short, double tasting of the 2 vintages of Arena. I'm definitely going to record something on with the reserve cab. It has to. And next week we're gonna be with Adnan, and we're gonna talk about. He just like released something pretty cool because he's going to be full sustainable. I don't know how. So his winery. What's happening with his winery is going to be energy neutral. I don't know if it's exactly how.
Yeah.
So he's going to produce as much energy that he's taken on a yearly basis on site at Icellars Vineyard at the winery with solar power.
Adnan's background is in engineering, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember last time that we spoke to him, he was explaining about the geothermal power that he uses, and actually that if he were allowed to, he could sell power back to the grid. Like they produce more power than they need for the winery at many times. So very interesting project, and it sounds like he's just taking it to the next level and the next level and the next level every time we talk to him. So it'll be great to connect with him next week.
All right, you talking to me?
No, I'll let you go geek out on your Syrah. All right. Canadian wine lovers,
this is fucking unreal. Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It was freaking awesome. Stay tuned on Sunday. This coming into your inbox. 2020 Syrah. You got my seal of approval. This is amazing. Bam, 95 points. So thank you. Woohoo! I'm all jitter right now. Like
goosebumps, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, so Mira, it was nice chatting with you.
You too.
I have to run for my next flight.
Have a good flight, and we'll see you back in the Okanagan in just a couple days. Quick little flight to Montreal.
Yes.
All right. Cheers,
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, all of you guys across the country. See you next time.